Hello fellow crafters and welcome back to Max DM Crafting. Today the epic journey continues. Guys, I present you the new version of the White Rock Castle. Now the big picture is complete and this piece is basically what I had in mind actually 4 years ago in 2017, guys, when I started with this full project, okay? I will bring it at Modena Play, a big Italian, gameplay tabletop game convention. I can't wait to show this beauty to all the people live, guys. It's amazing. I can't wait for that. This will be an amazing crafting journey, guys. I will guide you through all the process that I went through for the construction of the great, giant, majestic stone bridge. Look at that. The full project is not finished yet. At this point, my imagination just start to, go away. And basically, I want to, use this big stuff for a reference in the old war by Warhammer, guys. Castle Langille, it's a beautiful scenario that you have in Bretonnia. And I want to use the White Rock Castle with this tower for create an harbor castle, guys. An harbor fortress that will amaze the players in Warhammer Fantasy Battles. But before start this beautiful and amazing crafting journey, remember this channel survives because you are watching these videos. If you like these videos, if you like the work that I'm doing here, please remember to subscribe to the channel, put a like, and remember, if you want to support me, you can do it through Patreon or PayPal, and you have also a lot of Amazon's links in the description box below. Those are affiliated links by Amazon. If you click on those links, nothing will change for you guys, just you will help this channel grow and do better and better, because I will receive just a little percentage on your purchase, okay? But now, without further ado, let's craft. Crack on! The first, very important phase is to create a component that can perfectly adapt to existing pieces. Measurements are crucial, and very often it becomes essential to proceed one cut at a time, without haste. I immediately understood that the river, with its waterfall, should have remained in some way a central piece. I therefore decided to frame the waterfall with the main arch of the bridge. From the point of view of realism, this choice would certainly have affected the architecture of the bridge, but at this point the aesthetic taste prevailed over the choices of architectural realism. To adapt the pillars to the existing ground, I used aluminum foil. I then covered everything with absorbent paper soaked in very diluted PVA glue. The plan was to have a stable structure, yet soft enough to be able to make corrections during the construction process. Once dry, I was able to test that everything was in the right place, and at this point I realized that the bridge would have to adapt not only to the river, but also to other game settings. I therefore decided to separate the two legs to be able to replicate them with modular pieces. Waiting times can also be very long, so it is essential to have in mind which parts can be built at the same time. In this case, we are talking about bricks. Many.
A darker color and then apply lighter tones on top.
Once the basic structure was created, I moved on to creating the flooring. I created a pattern of stones simply with my pen, and I glued the pieces together trying to respect a millimeter precision, adapting the ends of the bridge to the castle and the tower. To create the modular pillars, I fixed large screws at the base of the main piece. These will not only be attracted by the magnets of the legs, but will also provide a lot of extra weight to the bridge, stabilizing it and improving its overall balance. I secured the magnets and fixed everything with Mod Podge. So far, so good. At this point, I completed the last parts of the bridge, using the Proxxon to cut out 2 large pieces of foam. As you can see here, a little more precision was needed to make the pieces adhere. With foam, it is very easy to solve these small problems. I used then some plaster to camouflage the joints, and we are ready for the next step. The initial project involved the monumental central part that was wider than the entire structure. I added 2 balustrades using the technique you have already seen previously and correcting the structure as I proceeded, rather freely and without a precise project, only leaving myself drive by instinct. The addition of this piece paved the way for the possibility of embellishing the bridge. This part shows you how I created the embellishments for the battlements in perfect style with the White Rock Castle. then added the usual windows that I have personally cloned and, as always, in perfect Warhammer style, also those bricks. Now the battlements are complete. Now the statues, which are nothing more than two chest bones, painted like stone. At this point I went back to the legs, starting to fix the ground to create a perfect blending with the piece of the river. Easy, fast and effective. Modularity. Here you can see how I created the alternative legs for the bridge. I increased the weight at the base and improved the aesthetics with the reinforcement and two statues cloned by myself. Look here, the combinations are endless. We can finally color this piece. We will not do a very refined painting. The entire diorama will have to be completed much later. Now we only need a basic coloring that holds all the pieces of the castle together. The idea is to complete everything with a double pier and defense bastions. Only then, in the end, we will be able to give the final coloring and complete everything. Last details, a quick flocking, just to give integrity to the piece, and a few strokes of the brush to better blend the colors. Voila!